Worst case consequence analysis, WCCA. This looks like a lot, but this is meant for those moment-to-moment decisions. Takes 2 seconds, don't need a pen and paper, it's all up here. What this does is it's designed to help you steer away from those unnecessary roads that have treasonous consequences on your future. Often, these seem like little decisions, but later on, they can have big impacts. How does it work? 3 questions. Number 1, what is the worst case consequence of this choice? Number 2, what is the probability of this outcome? Number 3, is this an acceptable risk? How does this work? Let's give it an example. Author MJ Demarco gives an example of he's at the bar, things are going good, he meets someone, ends up back at their place, things are getting hot and heavy, and they want to get down to business. So, real quick, in his drunken stupor, he's able to go through this WCCA and make a decision. Here's how he does it. What is the worst case consequence of this choice? Well, I can get an STD. I could be falsely accused of rape. You gotta be relentless with this. And I can get them pregnant and be bound to them for the rest of my life. Okay, these are the possible consequences. Worst case consequences. Number 2, what is the probability of these outcomes? Well, prego. What are the odds? Some doesn't work right, some breaks. 1%. Okay. How about an STD? Based on their outward promiscuity, probably 10%. Lastly, falsely accused rape, let's say 0.5%. Okay. So, based on these consequences, based on these probabilities of these outcomes, is this an acceptable risk? I think you're right there with me. Hell no. Hell no. So he was able to steer away from consequences that could drastically alter his future. STD, it would limit his ability to find a future mate or loved one. Rape, obviously momentous consequences in his life. Pregnant, he's bound to that person, raising a child unexpectedly. So this is designed, those little choices. I mean, he could have had fun, given into desire, but going through this, he would have avoided, some treasonous outcomes to his life. You can use this for anything. Often, again, it's those moment-to-moment decisions. You get into a car with a bunch of buddies in a van, and you know that there's some not-so-legal substances in that vehicle, and you're going to be driving around town. What are the worst-case consequences of this choice? You can get arrested. You can get a record. You can be in jail for years. What is the probability of these outcomes? I mean, depending where you are, even if it's 1-10%, these outcomes can drastically alter your future, your ability to get a job, your ability to continue the road you are on in success. If you're in jail for a few years, what's that going to do for your family? If you have kids, I mean, you don't think of these things, but with the WCCA worst case consequence analysis, you can do this in about 2 seconds and make sure you're steering right where you want to go. Wouldn't this been very nice in high school? Well, I thought you'd find this very valuable. I know I have. You probably know some people who could really use this information. So feel free to like, comment, share. Don't be selfish. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day and make good choices.